In today's episode, we're going to cover everything about WordPress child themes. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Web Monkey, and today we're talking about everyone's favorite topic, WordPress child themes. We're going to cover everything about child themes. What are they? How do we use them? Why would we need to use them? Under what circumstances would we not need to use them? And so much more. So first things first, what exactly is a child theme and why would we need to use one? So let's say, for example, you've gotten yourself this perfect WordPress theme. You love the font family being used, the colors are great, everything about the theme is fantastic, except maybe just one little thing. Maybe you don't like the fact that the logo is displayed in a certain way, or maybe you don't like the background color being used on your homepage. Now you decide to go ahead and customize the theme. You make that small little change. The problem here though is that when you run an update on that theme, you're going to end up losing all the changes that you've made. That's how WordPress works. So in this instance right now, you have two options. You can either decide not to change anything about your WordPress theme and just leave it as it is, or you could decide to customize it, copy all the code that you've written to make that change, keep it somewhere, run the update, you lose your changes, but then you simply go back and paste all that code all over again. You could do that. The problem though is that it becomes time consuming. Imagine if you made lots of customization, it's just a lot of hassle for you having to paste that code over and over again. So the perfect solution right now would be to use a child theme. Basically, a child theme allows you to customize your main theme, make changes, add extra functions, do whatever you like, and still update that theme whenever a new update comes out. Now you could be thinking, what if I just don't run any update, okay? What if I just customize my theme and not run any update when a new one comes out? Well, if you do that, you're gonna leave yourself vulnerable to hacks and other cyber attacks. It's always advisable that you keep your themes updated, your themes and plugins. So with a child theme, once again, you can easily customize your main theme and still update that theme whenever a new update is released. Now, under what circumstances would you not need to use a child theme? Well, obviously, first, if you don't intend to customize your main theme, you don't need a child theme. Why bother with a child theme if you're 100% satisfied with the main theme? Secondly, if you intend on only making design changes to your theme, so in this case right now, you'll be talking about changing maybe the background color or the size of something, and your parent theme provides a section where you can actually add this custom CSS code, you're not going to need to use a child theme either. However, if you plan on making more sophisticated changes like adding a new sidebar or adding a new function to do something, then yes, you're going to need to use a child theme. And finally, if you're using a starter theme, maybe like from underscores or whiteboard, you don't need to use a child theme because those themselves are starter themes and not exactly your traditional themes that you find online. So if you intend on customizing your WordPress theme, I am going to show you the two ways how you can create a child theme. You can either create a child theme the manual way, which is my preferred way, or you can create a child theme using a plugin. So let's see how we can create a child theme. Alright, so let me show you the very first way how you would create a child theme, and this is going to be the manual way. We're going to create a child theme without using a plugin, and this is actually my preferred way of creating a child theme because there's a general rule in WordPress, which is if you can do something without the use of a plugin, then do it. Don't use plugins whenever it's something that you can actually do on your own. The less plugins you have installed on your WordPress website, the better for you. All right. So you can see right now, this is my site, tascopedia.com, and I do have my blog, the images and content. Let's take a look at the back end and see what theme we have. You can see it's the 2015 theme. So I'm going to go ahead now and create a child theme for the 2015 theme. Now, in order to do it the manual way, you're going to have to connect to your WordPress website via FTP. You can either use Notepad++ or you can simply use FileZilla. Now, if you don't know how to use either one of this software, I do have tutorials showing you how you can use them. Check out the links in the description box below. You'll find them in there. It's very, very easy. Now you can see I have connected to my site via Notepad++. I'm inside of my WP content folder, which actually contains all the information for the themes, plugins, and inside you can see I am inside the themes folder now, where you can see all of the themes I have installed. So to create a child theme, I am going to right click on themes and then click on create new directory. We have to create a new directory for the child theme. Now, when it comes to naming the directory for the child theme, you don't necessarily have to use child in the name. All right. You don't have to say 2015 child theme or something like that. You can use a random name. All right. So in this case right now, I'm going to simply say Alex. All right, I'm going to name the directory of my theme Alex because I actually plan to name the child theme Alex. All right, Alex theme. So let's go ahead now and press OK. All right, so now inside of Alex, I'm going to create a new file, which is now going to be the style.css file. All right, let's press OK. Let's open up style.css. So now in here, we have to tell WordPress that, hey, this theme called Alex is going to be the child theme for 2015. So in order to do that, we're going to first of all have to open this up with the / and asterisks. And then on a new line, let me just add another line. We can say the theme name. All right. So now this is going to be the actual name of the child theme. So I'm simply going to say Alex theme. All right, now, one thing I should mention is that when it comes to naming the directory of your child theme, there are basically two rules that you need to adhere to. One is do not use capital letters whenever you're naming your directory of the child theme. And then two, do not use any spacing. All right. If you do intend to separate words that make up your child theme's name, like in this case right now, we have Shopify child theme. This is the name of the directory. You can use dashes in between those words. Do not use spacing whenever you're creating the directory name of the child theme. But when it comes to actually naming the child theme itself, feel free to use capital letters. You can use spacing as well. All right, cool. So let's go ahead. Theme name is Alex theme. The next very important line we have to add would be something called the template. So we've named the theme now to be Alex theme. The template now would be where we tell WordPress that, hey, this is going to be the child theme of this particular parent theme. So we have to include the parent theme on our template. So that's going to be 2015. All right. So we've named our child theme as Alex theme, and we've also told WordPress via the template line that, hey, Alex theme is going to be a child theme of 2015. There are other information you can add as well. None of these are necessary, but you can add something like the author. In this case, the author is going to be Alex. That's me. And we can also add version on a new line. Version, and we can say 1.0.0, you know, just to be cute. So let me go ahead and close this. And there we go. All right, awesome. So I'm going to go ahead now and save this. Let's now go back to the back end. Let us refresh. And now check this out. We have Alex theme. I can click on theme details. So what do we have here? We have this is a child theme of 2015. Awesome. Alex theme. Awesome. It's by Alex and the version is 1.0.0. Fantastic. Let's go ahead now and activate the theme. Let's go to our front end, and there you go. So now you can see that our site looks like shit. Everything is all broken. Oh my God. Why is this happening? Well, the reason why the site now looks like this is simply because our style.css file is empty. Now, if you're not familiar with what the style.css file is, it's basically the file that controls the design. It dictates how your content looks like, how your website looks like. It controls how background images are applied, what sorts of coloring are applied, margins, spacing, borders, things like that. So if the style.css file of your theme is empty, your site is going to look exactly like this. All right, so you don't want to do that. What you want to do in this situation right now would be to tell WordPress to load the style sheet from your parent theme. All right, so to do that, we're going to have to create a new file again inside of Alex. And now I'm going to right click, create a new file. I'm going to name the new file functions.php, press OK. Let's go ahead and open up functions.php. So now in here, this is where we're going to tell WordPress to load the code, or to load the style sheet from our parent theme. So I do have the code right here. I'm going to copy that. Let me open up my PHP tag first of all, and then I'm going to paste the code in there. So if you're not familiar with PHP, don't worry. All this is saying is, hey, WordPress, load the style sheet of the parent theme into the child theme. All right, so I'm going to go ahead now. I'm going to save this. All right, let's now go back to our site. Let us refresh the page. And voila, check that out. It's all back to normal again. And yes, I am still using the child theme. Let me just prove that to you. You can see right now that it's still the Alex theme and it's active. And now everything looks perfect. And that's because we have told WordPress to load the style sheet of the parent theme into our child theme. All right, so this is exactly how you would create a child theme using the manual way. Let me now show you how you'd create a child theme using a plugin. All right, so the very second way how you can create a child theme would be to use a plugin. Now, there are quite a few plugins for creating child themes out there, but this is the one I would recommend. It's called the Child Theme Configurator. It is by Lilay Media. All right, so yeah, just go ahead and install the plugin. I have already installed it. So when you do the same, come down here to Tools. You're going to see Child Themes. Click on Child Themes. And what you're going to do here is to click on Create a New Child Theme. So let's click there. Now let's go ahead and create a child theme for the 2014 theme this time around. All right, so I'm going to click the drop down arrow over here and let's select 2014. Now let's click Analyze. So basically, Analyze is just a formality. It's just to check whether or not your theme can actually have a child theme, basically. So it says, okay, this theme appears okay to use as a child theme. So now over here, we can add the name of the directory. Remember, this is not the actual name of the child theme itself. It's just the directory that will contain the files of the child theme. So for the name, I'm just going to go ahead and stick with 2014 child. All right, no need to change this. I'll just leave that as it is. Now, regarding the very next few steps, you can leave them at the default option, which would be to save the new styles in the primary style sheet. You can use the WordPress style queue as well. Basically, all this is saying is how would you like WordPress to load the style sheet from the parent theme into the child theme? There are basically two ways. You can either use the enqueue style, which I showed you previously, or you can use the add import style. The add import is not recommended by WordPress, so just stick with the original, use the WordPress style queue. All right. Let's jump over here right now and click on the show hide child theme attributes. And now this is where we can add the actual name of the child theme. I'm just going to leave everything as it is. I'll just change the author from the WordPress theme to Alex again. And feel free to change the theme description, tags, stuff like that. I'll just leave everything as it is. Version 1.9, no. Let's make that version 1.0. And now this is an option that I would recommend that you tick, especially if you've already used the parent theme with menus and widgets. Because here's the thing, right? Whenever you switch themes, whether it's from a parent theme to a child theme or to a different theme altogether, you will lose all the content that you've placed in your menus and your widgets. So to avoid that, or in order to avoid having to put back the content again into your widgets, recreate your menus, you can simply tick this box right here, and then the child theme will inherit your widget settings, menus, and stuff like that. So check that. Let's click create a new child theme. And all right, so it says 2014 child has been generated successfully. Important, preview your child theme before activating. So let's preview this. And yep, it looks good. It has the styling of the 2014 theme. So we can go ahead now and then click on save and activate. And there we go. So now we have the 2014 child theme active. You can see right now, that's it. So let's go back again. And there you go. So now this is how you would create a child theme using the plugin. All right, so you've seen the two ways how you can create a child theme, either through the manual way or using a plugin. So next up now would be, how exactly does WordPress know when to use code from a child theme? When does it know when to use code from a parent theme? And when does it know when to combine code from both the child theme and the parent theme? All that will be discussed next. All right, so how exactly do child themes work in relation to their parent themes? All right, there are basically three files that we need to talk about. One would be the style.css, the next would be the functions.php file, and then finally we'll talk about the template files. How do all these work whenever we have a parent theme and a child theme? So first of all, with the style.css. Now take a look at this. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention previously, when you also use a plugin to create a child theme, you have pretty much the same files as well. You can see we have functions.php and we also have style.css. The only difference between the files created by the child theme plugin and the manual style, which we used previously, is just the screenshot.png, which is just a screenshot of your theme's profile page. Basically, that's the only major difference. All right. So let's go back to what we're talking about, the style.css. Now take a look at what I have over here. This is the 2015 theme. The titles of my posts are in black, as you can see, right? So now what I have over here is I do have a styling declaration targeting the titles, and I want to make the color red. I'm going to go ahead now and save this. Remember, this is the child theme, the style.css file for the child theme. Let's now go back in here. Let's do a hard refresh. And now you can see the titles are now in red. Awesome. So what exactly happened? Here's the thing. When we're talking about the style.css, WordPress will first of all load all the styling declarations from the parent theme, first of all. And then WordPress will then look at the child theme and then see if there are any styles that it should load from the style.css of the child theme. If there are, such styles from the style.css file of the child theme will now overwrite those of the parent theme. In the parent theme style.css file for the 2015 theme, the titles of the posts are in black. The color is set to black. But because we have the exact same style here in the child theme, but the color is set to red, the one for the child theme will overwrite those of the parent theme. So that's exactly how style.css file would work in relation to your parent theme and child theme. Next file is going to be the functions.php. All right, this is slightly different. The functions.php file of the child theme will not overwrite that of the parent theme. Rather, it will simply be joined together with the functions.php of the parent theme. So there is no overwriting of functions when it comes to the functions.php. Basically, the code you have in the parent theme will load first, and then if there is any extra code from the child theme, that will be loaded in as well. They will basically be joined together. You should never ever have similar functions in your child theme and your parent theme. If that happens, you're going to have a clash, and basically your site will break. So make sure that whenever you're writing new code in the functions.php of your child theme, make sure such a function doesn't exist in the parent theme in the first place, because if it does, you're going to break your site. And now finally, let's talk about using template files. Let's jump down here to the 2015 theme. All right, I'm going to open that up. Now, take a look at this. We have the header.php file. If you're not familiar with template files, they basically control how information is displayed in certain areas of your website. So as an example, the header.php right now will control how information is displayed at the top of your website. So basically your menus, your logo, stuff like that, that's controlled by the header.php. So if I wanted my own version of the header.php in my child theme, what I could do right now would be to simply copy everything from the header.php of the parent theme. I'm going to right click. Let's copy that. Let's now go to Alex, create a new file, and I'm going to name that header.php as well. Let's press OK. Let's open it up. And now I am going to paste everything all over again. But this time I'm going to make a small change. I am going to go ahead now and remove this code over here that says get the sidebar. All right, I'm going to go ahead now and remove that. Let's refresh. Oh, I'm sorry, let's save. So now let's see what will happen. Now over here you can see we have the logo and we have this sidebar over here. This is the header.php from the parent theme. Now if I refresh this page, take a look at that. The sidebar has disappeared, and that is because WordPress is now loading the header.php from the child theme. And remember, in the child theme we removed the function here that called the sidebar. So basically template files work more or less the same way as the styles.css, except if you have a similar template file in your child theme, WordPress will not even take a look at the template file from the parent theme. All right, it will completely ignore it. So we have header.php in here for the child theme. That's the only file WordPress is going to use. It's not even going to take a look at the header.php of the parent theme. But with the style.css, WordPress will first of all load all the styles from the parent theme. It will then take a look at the style.css of the child theme and see if it needs to overwrite anything. But with functions.php, WordPress uses both. It uses the functions.php of the child theme and then the functions.php of the parent theme together. So hopefully you now understand how child themes work in relation to their parent themes regarding the function.php, the style.css, and template files. All right, so there you have it, the complete guide to WordPress child themes. I hope you've learned a lot. I hope you had a lot of fun. If you have any questions about this, feel free to put them in the comments section below. Thank you so much. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and until next time, stay blessed.